Joy.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Spaghetti Fest. How y'all doing out there? Once again, we are DuPont Brass. We're just a bunch of students that, decided to make our own brass band to raise money for tuition and just kept going from there. We're not going to talk too much. That was a song by Jay-Z entitled I Know. We're about to get into a couple originals, so just listen and have fun, and I hope you enjoy.
No, it's different.
Thank you. That first tune was called Common Tones. It was written by music director, Mr. Anthony Daniel. The second tune we played was called Cruisin', written by Brent Gossett there on the tuba. The next song we're gonna get into is a song, another original called Downtown. Once again, we are DuPont Brass. If you like what you're hearing, we have CDs on for sale. They're entitled Cruisin', Sounds of the City. So holla at us if you want one, and continue to enjoy.
And here we are, 1 year all the way around, back from where we started. This is it, TNBT Live. 1 year of radio we celebrate. Raise your glasses, your reading glasses, or your beverage glasses, whichever ones you are holding right now. Michael, can you hear me?
Mickey, I can hear you.
Oh, wow, I heard
We should do a musical, a show that's all musical like that.
I love when people recognize when I do that.
Yeah, and maybe like it'll be like a Tommy.
When are we not a musical though? I mean, I think we talk to each other in musical phrases even when we text.
Yes, that's true. And I almost interluded with a Michael McDonald quote, and you said something that made me think of Michael McDonald. I don't know why. It keeps me running, though. So here we are, 1 year. Can you believe it? Did you think that we would last this long?
You mean the two of us or just individually? Yeah, I mean, we made it.
Either way.
I mean, well, the show itself has been a pleasure, so I'm not making jokes about that. I'm just talking about the whole, we made it around the sun.
We did.
Welcome
to the Earth.
Because we can joke now, although it's a very merry unbirthday to you. Many people thought it was your birthday by social media mistake. But it
was my half birthday yesterday. It was my half birthday.
But it is a TNBT birthday. We are Uno.
It's a celebration, bitches.
Yes, that's right.
Welcome to our show.
Welcome.
1 year. FNE Internationals, TNBT.
That's right. And we were listening to music for a whole year.
We were. Well, right now we're just listening to music for like 15 minutes.
Yes,
why don't you tell us what we're listening to?
We were listening to a group called DuPont Brass from Washington, D.C., and they used to perform outside the National Stadium to raise money to pay for their tuition at Howard. And I saw them outside the stadium once, and I was like, this band is awesome. Let's have them at Spaghetti Fest. And so I have a recording from that set, and I was sharing the greatness that is DuPont Brass. And as anybody who knows the DC area, there's an area called DuPont Circle. So the DuPont Brass is, named after that, not after your washing machine or whatever.
Well, no, they're plastics. The DuPonts are
DuPonts are plastic. Yeah, Whirlpool. Yeah,
DuPont, Delaware.
Yeah,
they're Delaware's finest.
If they're DuPont plastics, they should make DuPont Brass would totally not work with that.
It could compete.
Yes, we're DuPont Brass. You're DuPont plastic. Leave us alone.
Leave us. Don't mess with us. So let's just talk a little bit about the show. Some things folks need to know tonight. We have two interviews. We have an incredible show with two really, really cool guests, and we're doing. We're going to have simultaneous translation for both guests. So Norma Martinez is a Peruvian actress. Will be joining us in about 10 minutes, and we're going to be doing that interview in Spanish. And Xochil Fabian, she is Nicaraguan, part of the team at Radio Ambulante in El Hilo, which are two really, really incredible podcasts,
Solid stuff.
Spanish language podcasts. And she's going to be doing her interview in English. So for those of you that are not bilingual, you can click on the Zoom link at the bottom of the YouTube. I also put it in the chat on YouTube. I'm probably going to say this in Spanish as well in a moment. And you'll be able to listen to the interviews being simultaneously interpreted by F&E board member, the human hair, Veronica Gonzalez, also known as Victoria sometimes, depending on who's...
The older you get, it is an honor to be called the human hair.
Yeah. You wished I called you the human hair.
Yes, I know. All right, enough with that.
You look a little more like the mascot of the Philadelphia Flyers more and more each time we talk. What's his name? Grizzly or Griffley? Or
is that because I'm growing my beard out?
Yeah, you're growing your beard out, and you look a little bit like the mascot.
Okay,
what is the name of that?
Do you know what I do, though? Why I do this? So my beard, it mats up. It doesn't get too big enough for me to really want it to be one of these giant ones, right? I enjoy my beard, and I have a beard, but I'm like, oh no, I have a beard, obviously.
Yes, you are a bearded man.
But I let it grow to this length so that I can shave it back to my normal beard length. And then everyone tells me, wow, Mickey, you look like you lost weight. It is my compliment getter. You know what I mean?
I think you've lost weight. You look svelte to me.
Well, I guess it's from running upstairs to downstairs here all the time here,
All right. Well, there it is.
No. Well, thank you for saying that. But I'm saying, though, a good old shave of the beard makes you look a little younger and skinnier, and people go, ooh, and you're like, hey, I'll take it.
Ooh,
I'll take it.
Smell. So I'm going to quickly make my pronouncement, loquation in Spanish. I feel like Michael Bloomberg, El Blumbito, as he's known to some former New York mayor and presidential candidate. So tenemos dos invitados hoy, Norma Martinez, una actriz peruana, y Xochil Fabian, parte del de Nicaragua, parte del podcast de Radio Ambulante y El Hilo. Y vamos a tener traducción simultánea, inglés, español-inglés, inglés-español. Norma, la entrevista de Norma vamos a hacer en español y Xochil en inglés. So, queremos invitar a todos ustedes a conectar al Zoom si necesita traducción. Solamente para las entrevistas, pero yeah. There it is, in Spanish and English. I think I did an okay job. El Blumbito at it again. So we have a few minutes before the interviews. I don't know if we want to play a welcome song. We do have a new song that we're premiering tonight. I don't know if we want to hit it off right at the bat.
Do you want to premiere it, or do you just want me to play some stuff? I mean, we got to just, we going at it, huh? I'm ready.
Well, I want to know what you got for me. What do you got for me, Mickey?
Of the new song, you mean, or things from
whatever. You can do whatever you want.
Let's go with the new stuff. Let's do new immediately, off the cuff. Let's do it. Y'all ready for this? I knew that was happening.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one's called Voy, featuring Costa Quanta. All right. You ready for this?
This is from our partners at Label Radar.
Our partners at Label Radar, hooking it up. Thank you.
First submissions. Thank you, Label Radar, and thank you guys. And here it comes.
So this is Coverrun, Voy.
Voy. Voy donde quiero con cualquiera, donde sea, papi. Voy donde quiero con cualquiera, donde sea, papi. Voy donde quiero, donde quiero, donde quiero. Voy donde quiero con cualquiera, donde sea, papi. Voy donde quiero con cualquiera, donde sea. Voy donde quiero con cualquiera, donde sea, papi, 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 donde sea. Donde sea. Voy. Voy. Sea, papi. Donde sea.
That's it.
Yeah, that was
ends
it.
like
That was it. The ending was just boom. I really was like trying to be all dramatic and like land with our dance moves. They can't see that we were dancing, and they don't know. The people don't know.
No, they don't know. I was actually running to the fridge to get my glow sticks, and then I remembered that it was going to end soon, so I didn't run. I saved my energy.
I ran to the fridge to get my glow sticks.
Or freezer. I don't know where do you keep your glow sticks? Mickey, where do you keep your glow sticks?
At a Fish concert.
So let's talk 1 second. Let's talk about your weekend. Mickey had the greatest weekend ever this past weekend.
For a Mickey, it was a good run.
It was a good run. You started with Denver and ended with pumpkins. Go tell us a little bit tell us what happened from Friday to Sunday for you. Give us a quick synopsis.
Well, so what's kind of interesting was that I did a Yom Kippured, so I was fasting. Yeah, so I was fasting and I did my thing. And so after fasting the next day, I was doing live audio for a John Denver tribute. Right?
That's a thing. Who knew that
that's a thing?
That people were still tributing John Denver, but it happens.
The guy looks more like John Denver than he sounds like John Denver. I can tell you that. He looks a whole lot like him. Yeah. But he did that. We did that. We did audio for that. And at the same time, I watched my son play a football game, and he won. I was watching on the computer because I was not there. But I was able to leave John Denver's concert and get to the game for the fourth quarter to watch them win. That's winning in life already.
Quarterback.
The next morning, I drive to New Jersey to see Here Now Music Festival because a former student of mine hooked me up with passes for my wife and I to go see none other than my favorite band on the planet, the greatest rock and roll band in America, the band that does everything for philanthropy and sets the bar for being good people. Pearl Jam.
The Pearl Jam.
I got to see the Pearl Jam, and I was very excited. It was a wonderful night. They performed. Really
they played
great.
some new songs from Gigaton.
They played 6 out of 12 songs on the new album, which was pretty impressive. It was a good time. That festival was well organized. They did a good job. But can I tell you who really, even though obviously Smashing Pumpkins I got to see and my wife loved that, I can't post too many videos because she's singing in all of them, I could share you some of those privately, but I can't share anything on here, obviously. But the sign language interpreters steal the show. I hope we have a chance to share with our people on here the awesomeness of the sign language interpreters from concerts like this. And that to me was an awesome thing. So I'll say that. And that Billy Idol is still one of the greatest acts I've ever seen. And that was the first time I saw him, but oh my gosh, I had no clue how amazing that show would be.
I saw Billy Idol in Quadrophenia with Gary Glitter.
Wow.
And he actually sweat on me. I was once touched by Billy Idol's sweat. It touched me in a way that I didn't want to be touched by Billy Idol's sweat. But
did you
it was an amazing
more,
experience.
More.
With a Rebel Yell, I did. Yeah. Yes, I did. And so you had the greatest weekend ever for a Mickey, and I'm a little bit jealous. But you didn't quite have a great weekend because what did your number helmets do?
My number helmets won.
Oh, they won this. I thought they lost.
They won on Thursday.
Without their quarterback. Oh, yeah, they won on Thursday. That's right, against the Giants.
We were fine.
But
thank you for trying, Mr. Yankees hat.
They're losing right now. So, folks, we are about ready to rumble.
Listo.
So time to change languages. Veronica, I hope you're ready to simultaneously translate my every word. Tenemos el placer de invitar Norma Martinez, una actriz peruana que tiene más de 25 años de experiencia en cine, teatro. Y bienvenido, Norma. Gracias por entrar y compartir con nosotros en esta noche.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Muchísimas gracias por acceder a hacer esta entrevista en español, porque así me siento un poco más cómoda con el uso de mi lenguaje.
Claro, mejor para ti, mejor para nosotros.
Qué bueno.
Entonces, Norma es de Perú, pero tiene papá española, mamá peruana, y viviste un tiempito en España también, ¿sí?
Sí, viví varios años en España y me une un vínculo bastante fuerte, diría yo, intenso con ese país, con Madrid, con esa ciudad que amo y donde me siento muy, muy cómoda también.
¿Y dónde y cuándo decidiste de entrar al mundo de cine, de teatro? ¿En qué momento en su vida?
Yo no sé si yo tomé esa decisión o ese oficio tomó la decisión por mí. No es que yo haya perseguido ese deseo desde pequeña. Yo creo que desde pequeña yo no soñaba con ser actriz, sino soñaba con tener grandes aventuras y de alguna manera es lo que he conseguido actuando. Pero creo que fue como una buena coincidencia, una feliz coincidencia, porque nunca pensé que iba a dedicar mi vida a esto, que esto iba a ser mi oficio, mi sustento, un trabajo que me iba a mantener. Sino siempre me aproximé a la actuación, sobre todo al comienzo, como quien se aproxima a un lugar divertido, donde encuentra una familia, otra familia, y donde hay como mucho espacio para jugar, y básicamente ese deseo de diversión fue lo que me mantuvo ahí, hasta que un día me di cuenta, wow, ¿qué pongo en mi pasaporte donde dice profesión? Y puse actriz. Entonces... creo que eso fue un poco el comienzo de todo.
Increíble, ¿no? Y ahorita ya estás en Perú y obviamente Perú ha pasado por momentos difíciles con COVID y la situación sociopolítica últimamente, y tú has trabajado desde 2012 como presentador en el programa Sucedió en el Perú. Ese programa es como súper importante, presentando la historia peruana y sus lugares de historia del país. ¿Cómo ha influido los acontecimientos actuales en el programa y cómo influyen en su futuro, ya?
Es difícil decir, voy a empezar por el final de tu pregunta, es difícil decir cómo eso va a influir en el futuro del programa. Yo quisiera pensar que el programa siempre va a tener vigencia y continuidad, independientemente de mí, incluso cuando venga otra persona a hacerlo. Creo que es un programa necesario para el Perú y creo que es un programa necesario para cualquier país, porque es un programa que va revisando constantemente la historia, ¿no? A veces tenemos como temas históricos de los que yo llamo como de historia dura, que es como una guerra, por decir, ¿no? Pero también tenemos historia contemporánea, también tenemos perfiles de artistas, de intelectuales. Entonces es un programa bastante completo que se llama Sucedió en el Perú. Cualquier cosa, mejor dicho, de cualquier cosa, de cualquier tema, se puede rastrear una historia. Es decir, podríamos hasta hablar de cómo se generó el taxi, de la historia del taxi en el Perú, ¿no? Por ejemplo, y eso nos permite hablar también de una problemática concreta y actual. Me gustaría pensar reitero que el programa se va a conservar más allá de sus creadores o de su actual conductora, que soy yo. Bueno, actual, desde hace 10 años más o menos. No más o menos, desde hace casi ya 10 años. En marzo que viene son 10 años que soy la conductora. Y me siento muy identificada con ese contenido porque la primera cosa que me permitió fue darme cuenta de lo poco que sabía sobre la historia del Perú. Y la segunda me ha regalado una perspectiva para analizar cualquier hecho con tiempo, ¿no? Es decir, incluso creo que el COVID, que fue el comienzo de tu pregunta, habiendo sabido que hubo la gripe española antes, es como eso te da una dimensión de los acontecimientos, ¿no? Porque no te pone a ti hoy como el centro de la humanidad y el problema, sino la humanidad ya estaba antes, va a estar después, y este es un momento que toca. Y cómo he vivido yo el COVID a distintos niveles ha sido muy duro en términos del programa, porque tuve que aprender a hacer un montón de cosas que antes no hacía. Que desde bajarme aplicaciones para filmar en determinada calidad en mi teléfono, iluminar un plano, y lo peor y lo más difícil, subir el material, enviar el material, eso que era lo que me costaba más trabajo. Pero también me afectó muchísimo con los proyectos que yo tenía en teatro. Se cancelaron, de hecho, recién se está como volviendo a tener actividad presencial. A mí se canceló un hermoso montaje que tenía mucha ilusión de hacer, una obra que se llama Escenas de una ejecución, Scenes from an Execution, un texto inglés impresionante sobre la censura artística que me interesaba mucho poner en escena, pero ahora se quedó a la espera de que exista una mejor oportunidad para hacerlo, porque es un elenco muy grande. Y ahora, como los aforos son reducidos, ¿no? Los teatros no pueden sostener elencos grandes, es muy difícil, entonces hay que elegir de otra forma. Y creo que, por fortuna, ese desastre que ha sido el COVID no fue una ola que me arrastrara de manera directa, sino, creo yo, que tenía un bote medianamente listo para salir a flote. Y hoy mi lectura de estos acontecimientos es que siempre es una ilusión la estabilidad, es una ilusión la comodidad que tenemos, que creemos que tenemos, ¿no? Porque siempre la humanidad y todos estamos atravesando crisis. Quizá no cerca a ti, pero sí en Afganistán, sí en el África, sí, siempre la humanidad está en crisis. Claro, cuando te toca a ti, crees que esto es como un desastre para la humanidad. Perdón, hay desastres para la humanidad en todos lados, todo el tiempo. Entonces creo que es importante, vuelvo a esta perspectiva, no solamente a través del tiempo histórico, sino a través del espacio, ¿no? Entonces, yo observo el fenómeno del COVID como una consecuencia lógica de lo que estamos haciendo con el planeta, de cómo el planeta se defiende también, de cómo el planeta busca su equilibrio, y no soy demasiado optimista respecto al futuro de todos nosotros o de las generaciones que vengan después, pero esto no me impide vivir con alegría, en la medida de lo posible, el tiempo que nos resta estar aquí, ¿no?
Interesante, gracias. Bueno, cambiando un poco el tema, porque mejor que no tocamos el tema de política.
No sabría qué decirte, porque como no sabemos muy bien qué está pasando en realidad, yo creo que todavía estamos como en una nube de incertidumbre a la espera de que algo pase y como que no pasa, no termina de ocurrir. Entonces es curioso, no sabría qué responderte, así que pasemos a otra cosa, efectivamente.
Ya. Bueno, has interpretado muchos papeles en la pantalla y en las tablas, pero fuiste aclamada y nominada a un premio por tu interpretación de Adela en La Esclava de Blanca. ¿Cómo fue interpretar a una vilana?
Eh, era un personaje bastante jugoso para cualquier actriz, porque es una villana que está en decadencia, que tiene una relación edípica con su hijo, y es una mujer que está perdiendo poder, ¿no? Entonces, y que también de alguna manera simbolizaba un sistema que colapsaba. Es decir, era un personaje que era una española, dueña de una gran hacienda llena de esclavos, en el momento en que los esclavos empiezan a luchar por su independencia, ¿no? Entonces ella era de alguna manera un símbolo de ese sistema que ya resultaba arcaico, antiguo. Entonces me permitió darle como muchos lados al personaje, porque a mí lo que más interesante me parece hacer cuando actúo es encontrar los contrastes y los opuestos, ¿no? Entonces, ¿dónde está la humanidad de esta villana? ¿Con qué se enternece esta villana? ¿Con qué se ríe? ¿Dónde es verdaderamente patética? ¿No? Entonces creo que fue un personaje que me permitió componer muchos lados e intentaba siempre sacarle partido a donde pudiera encontrar un punto donde el público pudiera empatizar con ella, a pesar de odiarla, que la entendiera o le diera risa o le pareciera ridícula, ¿no? Porque si no se hace como un bloque de piedra inalcanzable y solo una villana, ¿no? Pero yo creo que el reto siempre es hacer de los villanos personajes simpáticos y atractivos para el espectador, porque son muy importantes en las historias. Entonces, si vas a acompañar a un grupo de gente durante mucho tiempo, más vale que estén deseando que aparezcas.
Super respuesta. Wow. Y ahora, como has protagonizado Cosas Geniales, que es una producción realmente única, que involucra al público y literalmente hace que la gente comparta cosas geniales como parte de la actuación. ¿Qué se sienta formar parte de un espectáculo así?
No tengo yo palabras para definir la experiencia que ha sido cada día hacer Cosas Geniales y que será, espero durante muchas más veces hacerla. Porque algo ocurre con esa función, quizás es la manera como está escrita, sin duda es la manera como está escrita, quizás es la manera como yo la he comprendido o mi grupo de trabajo la ha comprendido junto conmigo. Pero ocurre algo que es como inherente a todos los seres humanos y es cómo nos gusta que nos cuenten historias y cómo nos hemos reunido la humanidad desde siempre, antes alrededor del fuego, ahora alrededor de una pantalla o de lo que sea, para escuchar historias, ¿no? Y esta obra en particular la hace el público junto conmigo, o sea, la hacemos entre todos. Entonces se genera ahí un ambiente divertido, donde cualquier cosa puede pasar, pero donde la gente se empieza a sentir muy cómoda de estar. Entonces es más que una obra de teatro, es como una experiencia entre muchas personas. Y para mí siempre es una alegría inmensa. Yo siento que la obra, de manera muy egoísta, yo siento que esa obra, ese autor la escribió para mí, a pesar de que se monta en todo el mundo con muchos diferentes actores, y que la ha escrito, en realidad la ha escrito Duncan Macmillan, que es un dramaturgo inglés, con Johnny Donahoe, que es un comediante, ¿no? Ellos encontraron esta forma, y cuando yo terminé de leerla, porque yo estaba montando otra obra de Duncan Macmillan, entonces dije, bueno, vamos a leer qué ha hecho este señor, cuyo trabajo me ha interesado tanto. Yo terminé de leerla, yo sabía exactamente cómo ponerla en escena y qué tenía que movilizar en mí. Es extraño porque yo no tengo una experiencia ni remotamente parecida a la del personaje. Sin embargo, algo había ahí que yo reconocí como mío, como yo voy a saber contar esta historia, yo quiero contar esta historia, me interesa contar esta historia. Y es una historia muy linda porque es la historia de una niña que a los 7 años empieza a hacer una lista de cosas geniales para convencer a su mamá, que tiene depresión crónica, para convencerla de que hay cosas por las que vale la pena vivir, ¿no? Entonces, ya nomás esa premisa es hermosa, ¿no?
Y post-COVID, ustedes han estrenado en Británica, creo, recién en julio. ¿Cómo ha cambiado, cómo ha evolucionado la producción después de ese tiempo de COVID, con todos los cambios?
Ujú. Creo que todavía estamos adaptándonos, ¿no? Es un proceso tan inusual. Hice algunas funciones de solo cosas geniales, con menos aforo, con menos contacto entre las personas. Igual funcionó la obra bien, igual hubo mucha emoción, porque ha sido una de las primeras cosas que se puso en la ciudad de Lima. Creo que de pronto igual fue la primera obra presencial que hubo después de que cerraran los teatros. Entonces fue al aire libre, como muy tímidamente todo. Y ahora que estoy haciendo Happy Days, Días Felices de Beckett, ya estamos en una sala. Hay público, pero es curioso porque es una mezcla de qué poco público hay, pero no sé si podría ver la sala llena. Creo que sería como muy impactante, ¿no? Algo que antes era totalmente natural, que era ver como, no sé, 300 personas mirándote, creo que hoy resultaría un poco intenso. Entonces, creo que estamos aprendiendo, como rediseñando desde la producción, es decir, elencos, inversión, dinero, venta de entradas, ya no hay boletería, todo es online, es como una revolución. Y es que efectivamente lo que estamos viviendo es una revolución, ¿no?
Sí. Como las cosas geniales que comparten la audiencia han cambiado, ha sentido que como nuestra perspectiva de cosas geniales han cambiado por la pandemia, por lo que hemos pasado últimamente.
Sin duda, creo que sin duda, y que no solamente creo, más bien espero que sin duda hayan cambiado, ¿no? Porque creo que muchas personas no habían tenido la posibilidad nunca de tener tiempo para sí mismas o entrar en contacto consigo mismas. Y yo creo que, claro, que ha cambiado las cosas geniales en la medida de que tener acceso a la salud, por ejemplo, es una cosa genial que antes se daba totalmente por sentada. En determinados grupos, vuelvo a decir, no todo depende de dónde estés y de cómo vivas. Creo que el tiempo pasado en familia es una cosa genial, pero originalmente lo que la gente escribía como cosas geniales y muchas de las entradas de la obra tenía que ver curiosamente con eso, con las cosas más simples, viajar con mi familia, llegar a mi casa y que mi perro me ladre, despertarme en la mañana porque mi gato quiere comer, no que sé, que mi mamá me prepare determinada comida, ¿no? Son al final las cosas verdaderamente geniales, no son casi nunca cosas materiales, ¿no? Y de ellas hemos podido disfrutar bastante durante la pandemia, digamos, ¿no? O sea, hemos puesto como eso a un lado, lo material, y nos hemos preocupado de lo que es esencial para nuestra supervivencia, ¿no? Y es hermoso eso también, ¿no? Saber de todo lo que uno puede prescindir en realidad, que no necesita, y que la vida es más sencilla. Y también nos ha recordado que, creo el COVID, que la vida es incierta, pues. O sea, porque yo creo que el mismo riesgo de morir tenías antes, solo que no lo habías visto tan frontalmente, ¿no? Eso te recuerda que eres mortal y que entonces más bien tienes que disfrutar de la vida todo lo que puedas.
Interesante, ya. Y cambiando el tema de nuevo, tienes proyectos activos en televisión peruana, en el cine, con la nueva película La Casa de Caracol, en el teatro Días Felices. ¿Cómo consigues encontrar un equilibrio entre tres formatos artísticos tan diferentes? Y en este punto en tu carrera, ¿te sientes más atraído por el teatro o qué?
Creo que para mí los diferentes formatos es como si tú sabes manejar un auto, ¿no? Sabes manejar, más o menos sabes cómo funciona el tránsito, parar en la luz roja, etcétera, voltear. Ya, imagínate que te toca manejar un camión gigante, o te toca manejar un auto pequeño, o te toca manejar un auto deportivo, te toca manejar moto, te toca manejar bicicleta. O sea, es como tienes que adaptarte al vehículo en el que estás, pero los principios generales son más o menos los mismos. Entonces, creo que es encontrar el tono de cada formato. Me gusta hacerlo todo, depende de las características del proyecto, en realidad. Es decir, depende del guión, depende de la historia. Tengo el mismo placer por trabajar delante de la cámara para cine o para televisión. Y tengo el enorme placer de trabajar en el teatro, que la diferencia fundamental, como ampliando un poco lo que he dicho antes de manejar, sí existe una diferencia fundamental, y es que el teatro es el público en vivo, ¿no? Entonces la reacción es inmediata, el contacto es inmediato, se comparte una energía que se comparte de otra forma en la televisión y el cine. Pero ahora quizás estoy pensando más en el cine, también el cine te permite que tu trabajo llegue a más gente. El teatro, con los aforos reducidos, la experiencia se queda más pequeña, es más compleja, ¿no? Entonces, me interesa mucho también lo que se está haciendo en televisión, en determinadas cadenas. Me parece que hay cosas maravillosas en formato serie, que es un formato como que se está explotando mucho y que es también distinto en duración al cine y en características al teatro. Entonces, lo que me interesa es proyectos que me sean un reto, que historias que quiera contar de la mejor manera posible en cualquiera de esos formatos. Pero creo que también por razones económicas hay que pensar ahora más como en la tele y el cine, y tener el teatro como un placer por compartir, más que como una fuente de ingresos en este momento importante, ¿no? Hasta que esto como que volvamos a tener las salas llenas, etcétera, ¿no? También hay que verlo por ese lado, porque ese es el lado que, ¿no? Toda la gente te pregunta, ¡ay, qué lindo volver a la presencialidad! Sí, claro, pero también es complejo, ¿no? A varios niveles. No es solamente regresar, sino que tienes un aforo. O sea, en un teatro donde entraban 300 tienes el 50, y un actor gana casi siempre de la taquilla. Uh-huh. Y en la pasión que le metes y el trabajo que le metes a tu trabajo es igual. Las horas, ¿no? Entonces es como hay que saber, cómo equilibras todo eso, ¿no? También.
Claro, claro. Y obviamente, últimamente, el mundo de televisión y de cine ha evolucionado mucho. Ahorita tenemos Netflix, Cornflix, todos los flicks por todos lados, ¿ya? ¿Cómo ha cambiado su experiencia como actriz con todas esas nuevas oportunidades y posibilidades de estrenarse, ya?
Uh-huh. Yo creo que se abren muchas, inmensas posibilidades, porque además ahora los elencos son mixtos, son globales, ya no importa tanto que alguien tenga un acento de aquí o de allá, porque el mundo todos nos hemos ido moviendo de un sitio para otro, ¿no? Si hace 20 años, yo qué sé, era necesario que hablaras con determinado acento o que tu personaje fuera de determinado lugar, creo que ahora la movilización migratoria facilita que haya mucha más diversidad, y además creo que se está muy atento ahora a la representatividad de distintos perfiles, cosa que antes no ocurría. Nunca hemos estado tan atentos a eso. Entonces creo que se abren muchas posibilidades. Siendo mujer, creo que más que nunca, también hay muchos más proyectos comandados por mujeres, en los que dan cabida a distintos prototipos de mujeres, cosa que no había sucedido hasta ahora. Entonces creo que hay mucho por hacer, y creo que eso se va a mantener de alguna manera, porque creo que ya se abren de muchos nichos, o sea, como muchas posibilidades de mercado, porque ya cada uno va a poder ver la televisión o ver la película que quiera a la carta en su casa, ¿no? Y estamos hablando de cómo todo se ha vuelto mucho más atomizado, como no hay pequeños grupos, ya no se va como en masa. Evidentemente siempre habrán películas que vayan para que a todos nos gusten, ¿no? Pero tenemos muchas más posibilidades de elegir ahora el contenido que vemos, ¿no? Oye, yo por ejemplo estoy viendo una cosa que se llama, en Netflix, que se llama The Midnight Gospel. No sé si has visto eso. Bueno, es una serie de animación, ¿no? Es una serie de animación que es muy disparatada, me fascina, sí, me fascina, y digo, claro, ¿no? O sea, ¿cómo este contenido puede existir? Porque creo que tiene un mercado muy pequeño, y sin embargo, a mí es como, por favor, yo quiero que venga una segunda temporada de The Midnight Gospel, ¿no? Por decir algo. Porque así como consumo eso, consumo una variedad de cosas, ¿no? Pero pienso en eso, ¿no? Pienso que hay un lugar donde puedes colocar un producto que quizá a alguien le interese. Entonces, no es como solamente tienes este producto, no. Ahora tienes un menú gigante en Netflix, en Hulu, en Movie, en Filmin, en no sé qué, en Amazon, en Apple. Es como, Dios mío, o sea, a veces te pasa 2 horas solamente eligiendo qué quieres ver.
No, es como ir al supermercado en los Estados Unidos, que hay tantas opciones y como
Sí,
literalmente
sí.
puede perderse en las
Totalmente, fuiste a comprar detergente y sales con otras cosas que no... Ya, lo mismo me pasa a mí, quiero ver una película de yo qué sé, de un drama histórico y termino viendo una comedia romántica, ¿no? Porque ya me perdí en la búsqueda. A mí me pasa al menos que estoy en el menú, Dios mío, no elijo qué ver y ya se me pasó el rato que tenía para ver algo.
Exacto, ya. Bueno, 2 preguntitas más. Si podrías tener una cena contigo misma cuando recién empezabas tu carrera, ¿qué consejo te darías?
¿Estudio economía? No, yo creo que más que darme un consejo, me diría, está bien, mantente fiel a ti y tarde o temprano vas a obtener eso que buscas. Pero es el mismo pensamiento que tengo hasta el día de hoy, ¿no? Creo que y mantenerse fiel a uno puede implicar a veces también cambiar, puede implicar dejar algo que uno cree que uno es o con lo que se identifica, pero también se puede transformar. Entonces creo que diría tranqui, o sea, no tienes que ser otra cosa para encajar en este mundo, como a veces uno piensa, ¿no? En general, no solamente en la actuación, quizás en la actuación es un poco más evidente, pero en general puedes seguir siendo tú y ser actriz y eso encontrará su propio camino. El único consejo que me daría, ahora que lo pienso bien, es no pierdas tiempo pensando si esto es o no. Esto es, hoy es a cada momento lo que quieras que sea, ¿no? No como piensa menos o overthink less. Overthink less.
Eso debe ser un tatuaje para alguien, creo.
Para muchos, creo yo. Overthink less. No overthinking, directamente.
Exacto. Bueno, TNBT, ya estamos celebrando el primer aniversario de estrenar el podcast, el show en vivo. Eso fue una idea mía y gracias a Mickey, mi socio, allá, como con pelirrojo, ya el pelirrojo.
El pelirrojo, perdóname que te interrumpa, Michael, que tiene una voz de locutor.
Sí,
¿no?
ya. Say something for us, Mickey.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Estoy trabajando duro aquí con toda la música y todos los sonidos aquí. Tengo mucho trabajo aquí.
Y tiene una voz, ¿no?
Con
Es
voz,
cantante,
de bajo,
músico,
sí.
cantante.
Sí. ¿Tocas
Claro
algún
que sí.
instrumento?
A veces he aprendido a tocar pedazos y ciertas piezas para trabajar, pero no toco ningún instrumento.
No
Pero ahora
clases-
como soy
no clases de cantar,
atrevida. Ah, sí, eso sí puedo tocar percusión pequeñas,
Sí.
instrumentos de percusión pequeños.
Triángulo, el
Tocar,
triángulo.
Por ejemplo, el triángulo, o las maracas o el shaker.
Todos pueden
El
tocar las baracas, sí.
Exactamente, ni el shaker, porque tiene una ida y una vuelta, ¿no es cierto? Pero sí, me encantaría, y quizás no lo descarte todavía, aprender a tocar piano. Me ha acompañado, por ejemplo, en Solo Cosas Geniales hay un momento en que yo canto y toco, pero claro, aprendí esos fragmentos, ¿no?
¿Y
Por
tienes
decirlo de
otro
alguna
arte o solamente actor o tienes como pinturas o algo así?
No, dirijo también teatro, también soy directora, entonces
Es como...
sí, es como eso. La pintura, más que la pintura me interesa la escultura, pero es algo que todavía no he investigado, y últimamente me interesa mucho el vidrio, el arte en vidrio, o esos sopladores de vidrio, ¿han visto? Que son unos artistas fantásticos. Algo así.
Voy a Venecia en el mes que viene. Y voy a las fábricas de Murano y entonces ya como tuve un viaje planificado para irme a Tokio.
Ajá.
En abril compré un boleto Miami,
Después.
Miami, Tokio por $230. Y obviamente con la situación actual
No pudiste ir.
en Japón no puedo ir.
Ujú.
Entonces busqué alternativas y decidí hacer un viaje a Venecia unos 4 días, después un fin de semana en Madrid y de
Ujú.
Madrid a Valencia a visitar mis ex-roommates. Yo actualmente vivo en Nicaragua, ahorita estoy en Miami haciendo algunas cosas de trabajo.
Ajá.
Y regreso a Nicaragua el domingo, pero entonces voy Venecia, Madrid y Venecia, Madrid y Valencia. Y
Ujú.
ya como, entonces estoy emocionado para ver y conocer los trabajadores de vidrio en Murano, ya
En
como,
Murano,
Yeah.
claro. ¿Y qué tal Nicaragua?
¿Qué tal Perú? No, mira, la verdad es que la próxima invitada, Xochil, es nicaragüense. Ahorita estamos pasando por un rebrote de COVID y obviamente una situación sociopolítica muy tensa. No voy a decir nada más que eso, pero es una situación bien difícil, bien complicado y también como es como parece que la historia está repitiendo, ¿ya? Y eso es lo que me preocupa mucho, que no
Ujú.
hemos aprendido de nuestro pasado y estamos como viviendo de nuevo en una época muy parecido al pasado. Entonces ya como es una situación difícil, últimamente como el rebrote de COVID ha sido muy fuerte, ayer salí por la mañana y ya me quedo en Miami hasta el domingo regreso a Nicaragua. Pero Nicaragua es un país increíble, súper bonita, pero la situación es pesado, es pesado.
Ujú. Sí.
Y hay una falta de esperanza para algunas personas, ¿ya? Y eso es para mí muy difícil, ¿ya? Y como uno de los problemas más grandes que tenemos es el brain drain, que todas las personas capaz salen a buscar oportunidades fuera.
Claro, claro. Me imagino.
Bueno, voy a venir a Perú en diciembre. Espero que podamos conocernos en persona. Y estoy súper, súper agradecido que juntaste a nuestro podcast hoy. Y fue un placer de platicar, hablar contigo. Y realmente espero que podamos seguir la conversación. Quizás podemos seguir jugando con stickers en WhatsApp.
Sí.
Realmente los stickers que estás usando son robados de mí y de Verónica, pero ya como quizás puede buscar sus propios stickers y ya un día puede ganar.
Ok, seguimos en competencia entonces. Sigue el concurso de stickers, perfecto.
Y gracias de nuevo, estamos en contacto y espero que nos podemos conocer en persona en diciembre.
Claro
Muchas
que sí,
gracias.
estamos en contacto, nos conocemos en diciembre de todas maneras. Pásalo hermoso en tu viaje a Europa. Muchísimas gracias por esta conversación. Gracias a Michael también, ¿no? Acá hay dos Michaels.
Sí, dos.
¿Sí? Gracias a Michael también por
Michael
estar
y
ahí.
Micael. Hay dos.
Micael.
Sí.
Micael y Michael. Gracias, chicos.
Gracias.
Sigan con el buen trabajo y ha sido un placer para mí también conocerte, Michael, y conversar contigo. Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Buenas
Gracias.
noches, ¿ya?
Ok, chao.
Chao, chao.
Yeah, Michael. Fascinating stuff there. As I thought it was really interesting how she kind of elaborated on the kind of changeover of how things are going with her career like that, kind of and the experience. I think she's very positive.
That was an awesome interview.
Yeah. She's very positive on how this is just like a learning experience on our planet. Like, as if, the way I feel is the way it came across was that, this was going to happen. Like in our world, we were going to have change,
Yep.
So I think she's brilliant. She's cool.
Yeah, that was awesome. So we have our next guest appeared, but we're not ready for her yet. So she can just hang out with us. She's just she wants to just see us because we're so adorable.
Oh,
yeah.
was that her screen? That was what was going on.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, we got her planned for up next. Are we gonna play some music?
I think we should play a tune, or maybe even two. I haven't eaten dinner yet, so I'd like to eat a piece of pizza. I ordered food at 6:30 and it arrived at 8:30.
So it's cold pizza already.
Well, yeah, it's going to be cold, but that's all right. I just wanted to mention, because we haven't mentioned really yet, that this is part of, as many of you know, FN International, our nonprofit. We do housing, infrastructure, education, and health in Nicaragua, Peru, and Dominican Republic. And, please consider checking out our Instagram, our Facebook, or our website, fnainternational.org. Consider becoming a monthly contributor. We are currently starting our 10th anniversary campaign. We're well underway, and we really need your support right now. So if you can, consider becoming a monthly supporter and be a part of the change that we are trying to make happen in the 3 countries we work in. So Mick, let's play a little tuning. I'm going to eat a piece of pizza, and we'll be back after the music with a little Xochil Radio Ambulante, El Hilo.
For those of you who never heard of us before, we are SOPHISTAFUNK. We come from New York. Oh yeah. We've been making our way all across the country and just came back from England. Good to be back. That's what I tell my bad baby. That's what I tell my bad baby. That's what I tell my baby. Damn, sugar baby. That's what I tell my 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 baby. Damn, sugar baby. That's what I tell my baby.
I met an angel by the name of Marguerite. She told me talk is cheap and love is bittersweet. It wasn't hard for me to see that she was incomplete. Her boyfriend always cheated and would treat her like a piece of meat. She got up to leave and said we need to be discreet. We agreed to meet each week between the sheets. It started as a greet, but soon the sneaker would increase. We're complete like speakers and a beat.
That's what I tell my baby. That's what I tell my baby. That's what I tell my baby. Damn, sugar baby. That's what I tell my baby.
Let's take 'em back. It was all that spaghetti fest. I saw you with your man, smiling, huh? You were holding on his hand. I was standing on the stage with my hat turned back. We caught eyes for a moment, and that was that. So I skated off as you stood there, looking at them legs. Goddamn, they look so soft, so fine. I couldn't take it from your man. It's not my mission. If this love is really gonna handle competition, he's only known in 5 months. That's right. Besides, he drinks too much and smokes too many blunts. I'll be working out every day, thinking about you, staring at your sundress in the rear view, catching flashbacks of our eye contact. Wish I could lay you on your stomach and caress your back. I would hold you in my arms and ease your fears. I can't believe it, I haven't had a crush
That's
in
what I
years.
tell my baby. That's what I tell my baby. That's what I tell my baby.
What you tell her?
Damn, sugar baby. That's what I tell my baby. This is how we break it down.
Last week I saw you at the mall, standing with your cell phone, about to make a call. I had a vision, it was me on the other end, telling you to come by, and then you walked in. I touched you gently with my hands. We talked about traveling to distant lands, escaping all the madness out here in the world. Because my wife, no longer my girl. It's a fantasy, it won't come true. We never even met, plus your man says he loves you. So I'ma keep all these feelings inside. We keep my dreams alive until the right time. What about tonight? Spaghetti Fest. Keep your dreams alive.
That's what I tell my baby. That's what I tell my baby. That's what I tell my baby. That's what I tell my baby.
What you tell her?
Damn, sugar baby. That's what I tell my baby. Damn, sugar 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 baby. Damn, that's what I tell my baby. This is how we break it down.
Everyone, bring it in. 2 steps closer. Come on, y'all.
I'm just trying a few things out here, y'all. Just testing some things out. Testing out the waters.
And that is Sophistafunk. They were saying it. I could have just let them say it. But here we are. I'm back. Playing the music for the people. This is Mickey. Mixmaster Mickey. You think the Beastie Boys would take me on?
No.
No?
They're retired. No, they're retired.
Hey.
But
hey,
if they weren't, what if we became a Beastie Boys cover band? Could you imagine that?
I mean, all the what ifs in the world. That one is not too far fetched.
Fitched?
Fitched. I did say
is it
fetched
fetched?
instead of fetched.
You did say.
I'm talking a little talk to the I'm talking a little close to the mic here.
I see that.
I see that.
You're a little close to the mic.
A little close to the mic.
Making love to the mic.
It's because it makes me so bassy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You are the Count.
But I do appreciate our new guest, who I know you're friends with, but I do appreciate she marked that she likes that music that she was listening to. And I've got to tell you, those are my friends called SOPHISTAFUNK from Syracuse, New York. And if you have ever watched Food Network, then they were on Diners, Dumpsters, and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because their place called Funk and Waffles is in Syracuse, New York, and they own that restaurant/venue where bands play. And that's where we met them through our good friend Denny Timborelli, who, if you all know, was one of the Mighty Ducks. So he got us over there to meet those kids. Those are his friends over there. And SOPHISTAFUNK is an amazing band, played Spaghetti Fest, but they are Guy Fieri's favorite band. So there we go.
Oh, who knew Guy Fieri had a favorite band?
Well,
okay,
I mean,
you did.
Apparently he does. You know?
Yeah.
He's got a lot of favorite things, like a favorite hairstyle.
I would have thought his favorite band would be like Real Big Fish or something like that. That's
true.
That's good. It's good to know. He's got better taste than I anticipated. I like that. Should we stop rambling? I mean, even though she's technically early, she is technically early. I want the record to state that she's technically early. I want the record to clearly state that that you're the only woman on the call. We're going to
and now says it on the stream. It says she is early. No.
We're going to remind people that you can listen to this. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say it in English. It makes more sense to say it in Spanish. Igual vamos a hacer traducción simultánea en el link de Zoom que queda abajo y también en el chat. Entonces puede como acceder al link. Vamos a empezar en un minuto con Xochil. And that's it again for my Blumbito moment. What is Xochil? What is the name of the mascot of the Flyers? I couldn't think of it earlier.
Why are you totally doing this to me, man?
I think it's Gritty.
What Gritty? It's Gritty. Yeah, you look a little like Gritty tonight. I think it's the shirt, the stripes. Not you, Xochil. Mickey looks like
first
Gritty.
I was like,
thank you for clarifying.
First of all, I have to say, it sounded like he was about to call everybody that tonight that he just saw. He's like, "You're looking like the mascot." But now I realize it's directed back at me again. It's
back at you. It's back at you. I mean, it's okay.
Thank you.
It's okay. I mean, well, now you're out of focus. You're an out of focus Gritty now.
Yes.
It's interesting.
Sure.
It's interesting because earlier today, Xochil sent me a photo of Gritty. Apparently, she has a little bit of a crush on him. So be careful, Mickey.
I hate the Flyers. That's really funny.
Yeah, he's a Washington. She does like Gritty. He's lumberjack and he's okay. So we're rambling because she's early, technically. We should probably introduce Xochil Fabian from Nicaragua, currently in Tejas, also known as Texas, for her birthday celebrations, which are coming up soon, and visiting friends and family, and I think she's getting vaccinated. She is a part of the team for Radio Ambulante, which is an incredible long-running podcast series through NPR, and their newest podcast, El Hilo, which is only two episodes in. Two episodes. Is it 2 episodes?
No, it's I think this week we are releasing the 77 episode.
Of El Hilo?
Well, no.
Yeah.
He meant 2
You just
times.
discovered it, but it's been running for over a year.
He meant 2 times 35.
Yeah, that's what I meant. 2 times 37.
Plus
I thought you
7.
said it was brand new. You told me it was brand new. It's fine. It's fine. You make the host look bad. That's fine. That's fine.
Blame it
That's
on
fine.
me if you want.
Just so you know,
That's what
Michael, I totally wingman and
It's
helped you
just
out
a
there.
podcast that we co-produce with Vice News, but it's only 2 episodes in, according to you.
Yeah.
As you whatever it is. So
2 very
we're
long
excited to have you.
episodes of 73 episodes or whatever. 77.
It's like that scene in The Jerk. The first week was like a year. The second day. So first, before we get underway, how did somebody living in Nicaragua get involved, get a job with these incredible folks at Radio Ambulante Studios? Tell us the story. We're going to sit back. I'm going to drink a little water.
All right, then, story time. I have been a huge fan of Radio Ambulante since, I think, 2016. So I used to follow them on social media, and last year they were looking for a projects coordinator, and they announced it in the newsletter, which of course I was subscribed to, and all of their social media. So I checked the announcement, and I noticed what they were looking for. And I said, well, this is some people that I really admire. I think I already have all the qualifications that they want. So I might give it a try. I was a little bit intimidated because I noticed a lot of people from all over the world replying to that tweet and saying, oh, where should I send the application? All of this and all of that. But I shoot my shot. And then shortly after, I was contacted by Carolina Guerrero, which is our CEO. She's awesome. And she was kind enough to let me know that there was something wrong with my resume and with some other file that I needed to upload. So she said, please send it again. We would like to really consider you. They called me for an interview, and then I had a second round interview. I was really excited. I was like, okay, if I made it to the second round, I'm going to be happy just for the fact that I get to talk and see face to face these people that I admire so much. But in the end, they offered me a job. Radio Ambulante Studios strives for diversity. And we have people from different places in Latin America, Central America, South America, also some people live in Europe. And so I was super happy. It's like a dream job. It's been over a year. I still can't believe it. And that was basically it. I just decided to try and went through the whole process.
Were you already in Texas when you were applying?
No, I was in Managua, in Nicaragua.
Okay.
She just got to Texas. She's only been in Texas a few days.
Well, you knew
she
this
went to a
because she's
baseball
your
game.
friend, okay?
I'm letting you know, man.
This is radio, buddy.
I have actually been in
be
Nicaragua for like over a year because COVID. So I decided to come here and get vaccinated and also visit some friends. But I have been there for like a long time.
Yeah, okay. Sweet.
And play ping pong. She played ping. Scholarship ping pong player. This is the first. Have you ever met anybody
you
that
are
has,
dropping
ping
some
pong
back
scholarship?
knowledge here. A ping pong scholarship?
Way back when. Now I regret that I told you.
Dude, if you had never shared that, she could have taken so much money from me. All she has to do is hustle people.
She still could.
No, she could hustle people anywhere, just acting like, I don't know, how does this game played? People do that with ping pong.
I feel like I should right. I mean, but that's the kind of injustice we're trying to eliminate in the world, Mickey.
True, that's why we're bringing it up.
Ping pong hustlers of the world need to take notice.
They might be on like number 15 of the problem, but like
But they're there. They're the top
there.
20. They're in
They're
the
there.
top 20. They're
There's an
ranked.
Open investigation.
They're ranked.
I promise I don't hustle. I mean, no, I don't.
It's okay. I mean, it's fine. Whether you do or you don't, we believe that you do. Talk to us a little bit about. I mean, I think we have a lot of the Radio Ambulante family listening, but for those of us that don't know about Radio Ambulante and the studios and what y'all do, why don't you talk a little about that? Because I think it's really, really important.
And I agree. Radio Ambulante started in San Francisco in 2011. Carolina, our CEO, and Daniel Alarcon, which is the host and also a writer. He's Peruvian, by the way. They wanted to do something different. They wanted to tell Latin American stories in voices of Latin Americans. They wanted something that sounded unique and that went beyond, that stereotype that people have that Latin Americans are like this or sound like that. So they started a Kickstarter campaign, and then they released the first season. And now we are on our 10th season. No, I'm sorry, it's the 11th season. And this is the 6th one that we are with NPR. So we are the only Spanish podcast that is distributed by NPR. And we tell bold Latin American stories. If you want to hear a story about music in Cuba, you might think about salsa, but we have a story about punks who decided to do something really radical just to get themselves in a better situation. And then many things happen. I don't want to spoil the episode, even though it's an old one, but it's a really great episode. I recommend it. It's called Los Sobrevivientes. And we try to cover new countries that we haven't covered in every season, because, we have a big audience in places like Colombia and Mexico, but we also want to cover places like Dominican Republic, like Haiti, Argentina, and all of that. Last season, we had a really, really cool story about some guys who hijack a plane. It's called Los Aeropiratas, and it's basically guys going around the whole Caribbean trying to get away with it. Also, great recommendation. But in the end, the whole point about Radio Ambulante, it's just telling, narrating Latin America and Latin American voices. It's just bringing down that myth that Latin Americans are just we are only seeing like immigrants or, all of these preconceptions that people have. And then we also noticed right from the beginning that people like Radio Ambulante a lot, and lots of people use our transcriptions just to listen to the audio and try to understand, because everything's in Spanish. So we noticed that a lot of people were learning Spanish with Radio Ambulante, and they will mention that in every survey that we did. So a couple of years ago, we partnered with Jai World, and we came up with an application that is called Lupa. So people can use our audio and learn Spanish, basically train their ear and understand Spanish that's spoken by real people like me whenever I speak Spanish. And they can also learn about Latin America and then go beyond what you usually get in your textbooks and all of those things that can be a little boring or sound a little bit like canned. So we partnered with them, and now we have successfully been running that app for over 2 years, almost 2 years actually, November. Yeah.
That's freaking awesome. And as somebody that learned Spanish through listening, I can say that it's a great way to learn a language. I've never taken a Spanish class, which is obvious from my grammar. But my vocabulary, for the most part, is pretty good, and it's a lot of because I spent my time training my ear and trying to memorize what I hear. So
tell the truth, it's all the telenovelas.
Well, I am a big telenovela fan. That's right. Rosalinda. I like any show where the same baby can die every episode is my kind of show. You know,
the same baby.
That's what I'm into.
Wow,
I think I don't know. I feel like it was kind of like Kenny in the South Park, but all I remember was the theme song was like Rosalinda, ba-da-ba. And like I was 17 and you know on my first Nicaragua, or 18 on my first Nicaragua trip, and was really busy saying things like tango hombre instead of tango hombre. I have man instead of
I have man with me.
I have man. So yeah, Rosalinda. But Rosalinda, the Spanish version of the song Gloria and Rosalinda really stuck with me throughout the 25 years since my first trip. So there you have it. So talk a little bit about El Hilo. And yes, now that's not 2 episodes old. That's many episodes old, like 77. But
2 times 35.
I have listened.
7.
Yeah, I've listened to the last 2, and they were pretty intense. One on 9/11 and one on the abortion situation that we have in Texas and Mexico, and the reversal of roles. Talk a little bit about what El Hilo is all about and why it started.
Of course. So, you know, Radio Ambulante Studios wanted to grow. Although Radio Ambulante has a huge fan base, the team wanted to do more. And they created this podcast called El Hilo, which is like it was inspired by the name, like when you do a Twitter thread and, you know, you're explaining everything in different bits. So it's a it's a podcast conducted by Silvia Viñas and Eliezer Budasov. And they have a long career in journalism. He works for El País. She used to be an editor for Radio Ambulante. And we have a very talented team behind. The whole point of El Hilo is just covering the news, but doing a deep dive. So it's no solo la noticia, la historia. It's not just the news. We're not just going to tell you that there is an abortion ban going on. We are going to tell you what's the story behind, because we want people to understand. We've noticed that, you know, Latin America is huge. And we also have a lot of people living in the United States that are Latinos, Latinas, Latinx, however you want to identify. So we want to cover those stories that are relevant for the people. It doesn't matter if you're stateside or if you're in Latin America, or even if you're living abroad, because, you know, you can leave your country, but you're always connected. And something that I really like before joining the team, when I was just a fan, is that they do a really good job explaining things in a way that are digestible. Like, I really love the episodes that they did about the situation in Peru with all of the changes in president. It was a little bit crazy and hard for someone in Nicaragua to understand what was happening in Peru. But if you want to know and want to understand, you can go to those episodes and just like follow the line. The podcast was released, the first episode was in March last year, when we were in like the most, the beginning of COVID. So we wanted to cover that, and we did we did different episodes about the situation, like medical personnel in South America trying to DIY, protective gear. We also covered what happened in nursing homes, how that was difficult, how they were being left alone. Also covered what happened to the people that started working in this, things like Uber Eats or Rappi in some places in Latin America, how they, many places closed because of the pandemic, and people turned to those jobs and they were like not covered, or they didn't have insurance or benefits and all of the things. So we try to shed a light on an event that's important, that's currently happening in Latin America. Sometimes that can be challenging. Like the week that they assassinated the president of Haiti. We also had, I don't remember right now, but there was another big event happening. So that for that week, we released 2 episodes, which we haven't done before. We also covered the whole thing that's been happening in Colombia. And sometimes it's hard because many things happen and we have to choose what we are going to cover, but we keep an eye on the whole region and try to explain it. And it's, of course, all in Spanish. And since I think it's been 3 months, we started co-producing this podcast with Vice News. So it's actually a co-production between Radio Ambulante and Vice.
Oh, wow. So,
Vice, as we say.
Vice.
You
know, I think that what it sounds like with El Hilo is that it's dated to the time. It's time sensitive. It's related to what's happening. And as somebody who I didn't know you before, and when I was kind of figuring out what you're associated with Radio Ambulante and El Hilo, I realized that the El Hilo episodes feel like current stuff you're experiencing if you want to know exactly what's happening in the world currently in a perspective. While the Ambulante experience, you can go back to any episode and feel like you're getting caught up on a subject matter. And it flows like any other NPR experience for someone who's not used to Spanish-speaking NPR, but they can feel like it's the same old kind of programs as far as the feel. And I like that because a lot of people who like NPR, when they listen to it, there's nothing old. If you understand Spanish, you have no problem. But I do feel there was a musician I knew who told me some songs have longevity because they're not time sensitive. And other stuff's music sounds so dated that you can tell that it only fits in that era, while some stuff has, you know, the longevity, the ability to last over all time. And I think it's great that you represent both sides of that. There's stuff that people can learn from no matter when they go back to it, and that you're addressing current stuff that applies to everybody. And it's neat to hear the reporting on both sides. As someone who also jumped into it, looking into what you're doing, I felt it and understood it. And it felt like NPR no matter what on that side of it, which is great because you know what you're trusting. And so that was just from someone who's new to it. I felt that was great, that if you need the current, you go to El Hilo. And if you just want to feel culturally connected in many different ways, the stories don't follow just one line. You can week to week or a different episode is about something else culturally, and I like that. That's really unique.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. We cover many different aspects of the Latin American experience through Radio Ambulante, and we cover the current events with El Hilo, and we also have newsletters. So one of the biggest thing about what we do is our community. They support us and they are behind us all of the time. So we have a really close connection with them. We have, for instance, this thing called Clubes de Escucha. So some people gather in a house. Lately, because of the pandemic, they have been doing it also via Zoom. And they listen to our episodes together and they discuss them. And it also makes community within our listeners, and they are always, behind whatever we do on social media. And I recommend, well, if you read Spanish, we have a newsletter every Friday where we do 5 recommendations from the team, whether we're reading, listening, or just watching as well, if you are looking for something new.
There you have it.
Yeah.
I think that, Mickey,
Yes, sir.
you're there. Do you feel me? Are you feeling what I feel?
Do you want a little music break?
You know what I want? No, but yes, well, I do. But why do I want that music break? Ask me.
Why do you want a music break?
It's the best word with 2 Z's in it. That's my hint to you. What is the best word in the English language with 2 Z's in it? They're back to back. ZZ.
ZZ Top.
Pizza, Mickey. Pizza. No,
Pizza. Oh,
pizza.
I was
Mickey.
like, the best
Pizza.
American thing with back-to-back Z's, and we're talking to somebody who's living in Texas. I was like, ZZ Top?
Well, she's not living, and she's visiting Texas. She's visiting Texas.
She's
And ZZ
alive
Top-
and in Texas, okay?
All right. Well, she's not.
She's visiting.
I guess so.
All right.
She's
You're
currently
visiting
living
Texas with
and
family,
pizza is
and then coming
English.
back.
How do you say pizza in English, Xochil? How do you say pizza in English? Pizza.
You say
It's pizza.
but it's
Exactly.
It's Italian.
It's an English word. Yeah, it's English. We invented
Right.
it. I believe it was invented in New York. And Vero's going to get upset because we're all talking over each other and she can't interpret at the same time. So we have to speak individually.
Well, tell
Make you say
Vero
something
I
else.
saw a sign language interpreter interpret grunge rock, so she can handle this. So
I shared that with her. And we got to get that guy on the program, by the way. You need to work on that.
It's insane.
All right. I really want a piece of pizza. So can we play a song and
I
then
can
come
play a
back
song.
and continue this interview?
Gosh, so much pressure for me to play something good now. Something that's
Play
going to
that funky
digest your
music,
pizza.
white boy.
You know who I'm going to play? I'm going to play something from our stuff.
All right, I like it. This is Midnight Spaghetti?
No, it's
no.
This. This is Lunaretter, Lucky One. Well, there you have it. That was Lunaretter, Lucky One. Perfect timing because I see you have come back. Come back from your pizza.
I just finished chewing. Where's Lunaretter from?
Lunaretter is one of our submissions from somewhere.
All right. I like somewhere.
You put me on the spot.
I've been there. Man, I didn't put you on the spot. Come on.
Yeah, Lunaretter. They're from the moon, obviously. Duh.
Oh, the little moon.
Little moon. Lunaretter.
Little moon. Little Moon, Kansas.
Wait.
From Little Moon, Kansas.
Ooh, I love model moons. If it wasn't for model moons, how would we have big ones?
That's exactly. Thank you, Dr. Evil. You're everybody tonight. You're Gritty. You're Dr. Evil.
That's actually that was the lady from A Mighty Wind. That's I love model trains. I love model trains.
You sounded like Dr. Evil, though. I thought you were.
Yes.
Dr. Evil, but anyhow, it's all right. It's fine.
All right,
we're back.
The real thing in here is there's a guitar in that room. If you don't live in Texas, why you got a Stratocaster?
Because the friends who are hosting me, they love playing the guitar. There's also one in front of me. It's a Taylor.
There you go. She's got guitars in that room. That means she's got friends, and she's got good music.
Even if you can't believe it, I do have friends.
She's got friends hanging and jamming. Awesome. We're back. That was one of the submissions that we have on our show, which is fun about that. We get to share music from people all around, and that is an honor that we have. So thank you for the people who are submitting to the show. Thank you for those who donate for the cause, for TNBT, for FNEI International. That is where good things are being done, and we're hoping to do more through the philanthropy that this organization does, the work that you've been kind of gravitating towards this year. Sometimes we all know that we have to focus or refocus what we're doing. So with this past year in COVID and me getting to know you all for a year, and this marking a 1-year anniversary, I would like to say thank you to FNEI for everything you do to make the world a better place. And also Radio Ambulante for creating programming that you do, which helps everybody kind of learn more or appreciate the culture that's there for the taking. Can I bring up a funny thing from my studies of Radio Ambulante? That no matter what, somehow guinea pigs in Peru come up. And now you know what I'm talking about because there's an episode all about it. And as I did my studies, I laughed at no matter what, guinea pigs in Peru have to come up in conversation in some way. Whether people are daring you to see if you would, right? Or do you know that they do? I find it's really interesting that even people that are from other Latin American countries have no clue about the guinea pigs that are eaten in Peru. And that's even more interesting. And that was what that episode was about. But I laughed because I was like, no matter what, this comes up. You all were daring me or telling me that you eat them when you go to Peru or whatever. But now, didn't you? Y'all were like, all like, I dare you. You're a vegetarian, so no.
Yeah, I won't eat the guinea pig. Yeah.
You're practically a guinea pig.
There's a tofurkey. If there was a tofu guinea pig.
Wait, there was the name.
Tofukui.
Tofukui.
Tofukui. I guess that sounds. I didn't realize how good that would sound.
I was going to say there is a name we can use.
Vero, how are you translating? 1 second. How are you simultaneously interpreting tofukui? I'm just curious as to how that's being simultaneously interpreted right now.
It says blah blah blah, drunken talk, blah blah blah.
Well, that's how I would basically
pizza, blah blah blah.
I've had nothing to drink.
Me neither.
I'm high on caffeine. Casey Joe. Oh, I have a text. From Vero. Tofukui in Spanish, also tofukui.
Boom.
Little known fact. Pizza, tofukui.
You don't have to flip it and reverse it.
Well, would you eat Would you eat a guinea pig, Mickey? I want you to tell us on the air right now.
No, because I am of the Mickey variety that is kosher.
So what if it was a rabbinically blessed guinea pig?
No, because I don't eat mammals. I don't eat mammals.
Okay. Xochil, guinea pig on a stick, would you eat it?
No, they're too adorable.
No.
She's too adorable. Yeah. There you go. Little kids love these things.
Well, I mean, so my first interaction with edible guinea pigs was we were in a community in the mountains of Peru. I like that this is an interview of Xochil, and here we are rambling nonsensically.
I did preface that I was just going to go on a tangent for one moment and just say how it always goes to guinea pigs.
Well, but we know how where that goes. So I was in this community, and I had to go to the bathroom really bad, and so I asked where the toilet was, and I was pointed to a little small building across the way, and we were about 14,000 feet, and so I enter this room, and it's a Turkish toilet. So a Turkish toilet, there's literally 2 feet that you step in, one way or the other. And so while I'm going to the bathroom, nature is calling. There's also this like strange, high-pitched noise, like on the other side of the bathroom. And so I look right, and over a half wall, there is a room full of guinea pigs that are for human consumption. And it was my first introduction. Like, I had seen and heard about it, but I was like, oh my God, this is a real thing. And it was very kind of it was an awakening, I guess would be the word I would use for it. So back to did you have a question, or you just wanted to mention that, Mickey?
I think that I felt that I made a really good point before and was able to add a little funny at the end there. You see, with the guinea pig thing, my whole point was that the ELO was time-sensitive material, and and then I went on my funny tangent. So comedy, Michael, right, comedy.
All right, I forgot we're supposed to be funny. I haven't been funny, and so I don't feel funny right now. Thank you. That's so chill. Am I funny? Okay. So tell us how. Talk a little bit about how the situation that we're living in right now in Nicaragua, and how in a tactful way, how does it feel to sort of be living in the situation that you're living in, and discussing and focusing on some of the topics that El Hilo focuses on, and not being able to really talk about your situation. How does that feel as a Nicaraguan, as somebody that's I think I've asked a question. I'm going to stop talking.
A loaded question.
Very loaded, but it was tactfully loaded.
Of course, and I will tactfully answer. As you mentioned before, when you were talking to Norma, it's been a complicated couple of years because there have been many changes in Nicaragua since 2018. And then when things were kind of returning to a new sort of normal, whatever that is, if you live there, then we got into the pandemic, and it's complicated. We are a developing nation. We need people to work. We need people to move. There weren't a lot of or any directives for people to stay at home, or restrictions. And by the way, I want to say thank you to FNEI for the wonderful job that you did last year, just delivering materials to healthcare providers, because there weren't enough. Right now, we are, as you mentioned, going through a very, I don't know if it feels like a second wave or third wave. I don't even know. But from where I stand, it feels like right now it's even worse than it was last year. Like, a lot of people are getting sick, and young people are getting sick and dying. Now elder people being vaccinated, those who went and did it. And, young people making up most of the workforce and exposing themselves on public transportation and, working, all of that. It's difficult to see how many people are getting sick. I had a difficult weekend before I came to the US, because I was before coming here, I went to Costa Rica and visited my sister, and I was feeling like, I don't know, weird, because I was with my family. We were all good. We were all happy and healthy. And I was thinking about all the people getting sick, some of them family members, friends from high school, from university. It's complicated and it's hard. It's hard to keep up with, in good spirits. And that's why I feel like the work that you guys do, it's wonderful because it's inspiring. It reminds us that, we have a lot of young people that need that somehow they still have to grow up. They still have to get educated. And it also, it might sound cheesy, but I do feel blessed that I had an opportunity to have a regular university experience and all of those things, because right now everything is very complicated in a country where we don't have clear directives. And some people are going to school, most of them going to public schools and exposing to COVID. And then some people who have the opportunity to go to private schools, they just do online. It's loaded also with the political situation. I am very glad that the El Hilo team did a wonderful episode back in June about the Nicaraguan situation. So I won't say much. If you want to learn a little bit more about what happened, I highly recommend it. It's called La Última Cacería de Daniel Ortega. They do a wonderful summary about how things started in 2018 and how things were. It's like a snapshot of the things that were happening back in June. But I'd say that things are pretty much the same, if not a little bit more complicated. And I think that's a tactful question for a answer for a tactful question.
Yes, or it was a tactful answer for a non-tactful question, perhaps. And so, as somebody that's grown up in Nicaragua and has probably seen the good and the bad that nonprofits and organizations can do, do you see the importance and the value for organizations like FNE to continue working in a place like Nicaragua, and why?
Oh, great question. I actually like it. Yes, I do. I do see the value, and I have seen and also worked for the nonprofit kind of sector in Nicaragua before. I used to be an educator with the Peace Corps back a couple years ago before everything started to change. I do believe, of course, that we need assistance. And what I like about what you guys do is that it's not about, giving the people a fish. It's about teaching them how to fish. When I was kind of immersing myself and getting to know the organization, I was pleasantly surprised about the ways you do things with housing. I think it's a wonderful project. I really like the fact that you decide to put the houses in name of women, because, we have known that, men can, it's a machista culture and all of that. Men can change wives, women, and then the children are left without a roof over their heads. I love the fact that you guys involve the people in the construction of their houses and also ask them to pay a small sum so they feel like they own it. I also really admire the Dreamer program, because I think in the current situation that we live in Nicaragua and also in the world with this whole pandemic, just giving young people tools so they can get to know different things. Learning English for me has been like something that opened a lot of doors. So the fact that you're doing that, it's great, and I admire that, and I think that it's something that brings hope and happiness when it's really much needed. So thank you. Keep up the good work. And I should say also that it's complicated because of the current situation. So double shout out to you guys for that.
Thank you. Here's another question that's going to be a little different. So, lots of people see the United States as the land of milk and honey, where the streets are paved with gold. And I think over the past 5 years, some of that reputation, some of that shine has faded a bit. What is it like right now as a Latina in Texas with the current political climate that we have? I mean, do you feel a tension and an energy that you didn't feel before?
Yes and no. Yes, because I'm aware of what's happening here. I'm so glad that I am not pregnant. And no, because I was here, not necessarily just in Texas. I was in the United States back in 2016. And that was a much loaded environment, at least for me. And of course, what's been happening since then, so many things that have changed within the United States, people showing their true colors and being more aggressive towards people who look like me. Because, some people are like, they can pass as long as they don't speak. Like, if you hear me speak, you know that I am not from here. But also you know that because if you see me, I don't look like the regular American that people expect, although it's a very diverse country. And I love to see this place like a land of opportunity, but I feel like it's because of the things now in the southern border, but it's also complicated because people are running out of options in the places that they are from. So I know which person that I get to come just be here and be vaccinated. And
you disappeared. You froze.
We
you went
still
into
heard
like a
her,
robot.
though.
You went into robot mode. No, you went to robot mode, and then I received word from interpretizer.
She doesn't speak robot.
And she does not speak. I didn't know, but she doesn't. She does not speak robot at all, and so
that's why we need Victoria.
Sorry,
Victoria speaks
Victoria speaks robot. Victoria's my imaginary interpreter.
Yes. So the first episode we did at the end of the show, Mickey. According to Vero, she speaks robotics. So
she does. Okay.
Yeah, she does. But the first show, Mickey gave a big shout out. Thank you
to my beer.
To Victoria, which was the beer he was drinking.
Instead of
not Nicaraguan Victoria. Was Mexican Victoria.
Yes,
so
it's okay. It's okay. It's still good.
It's much better. No, it's better, but that's okay. We shouldn't go there. So I think hopefully we got the gist of that. But maybe if you want to rewind the last maybe 30 seconds of what you were saying about feeling fortunate and then it went like lots of robot where I was guessing the 4 words that I didn't hear, I was guessing what they were. It was kind of like a Mad Libs. Go ahead. Go back to you.
Yeah.
And
back to you in the studio.
Please check the box. I am not a robot.
And shout out to Victoria for speaking robotics because I don't. So I was saying that Veronica, I'm sorry.
There it is. That was awesome.
It's the V.
That's awesome.
No, it's Mickey's fault. It's Mickey's fault.
Oh, this is great. I love it.
Sorry, Veronica. Anyway, yes, I do feel fortunate and I am aware of that privilege that I have. being a Latina, looking the way I do, and just being able to come here and get vaccinated and not doing a long line back in Nicaragua and doing this interview with you guys. And that's why I'm very happy that we have an organization like FNEI working with us, and the fact that you guys are expanding your work to other countries, because there's always something to be done. And I'm happy to support the cause.
So if you were to talk to somebody from the United States and put them in perspective, tell them what they can do to help here and help similarly in Nicaragua, as far as what you're witnessing like that, what do you think is the best approach? I think that listening to shows, obviously, like that you have and all that, gets people in touch with socially being able to understand what's going on in other places. But I think what you're speaking of is that there's a disconnect globally, and your program connects people globally, if people can pay attention to that, to what's going on. What can we do to get people here doing the right kind of help and being proactive of just doing what they can here? So is it working with FNEI and donating? Is it being more proactive with other avenues that are needs and paying attention to those things? What do you think are you witnessing people maybe even speaking out about?
Well, I will say it depends on where people are. So sometimes I try to meet them where they are, if that's possible. Some people do like to support independent journalism like we do. So like FNEI, we are a 501c3, so you can donate to support our journalism. But some people also want to support a specific cause, or are like, there's something that is very near and dear to their hearts. So if it's supporting FNEI and whatever you're doing in República Dominicana, Peru, Nicaragua, that's great. Even if it's a different organization, as long as you are educating yourself and just realizing that there's need and that people are willing to help and do the work. Maybe you don't have the time to do it, but you can donate to organizations like FNEI. You can listen to this show. You can listen to Radio Ambulante. You can just try to open your ears and your eyes, because it's pretty easy when you are in a very cushy situation just to just stay in your bubble. And it's important to open your eyes. And if you know people who are doing the work, you can ask questions and they will be happy to answer. So I would say just speak, ask questions, and meet people where they are.
Is there one thing that in Nicaragua that people don't know about, or that you would like people to know about, that is unique to the culture or to the current social experience there, either in the youth movement or just social experience, that is not getting attention in the global kind of manner, separate from COVID, all that, just kind of changes in the whole atmosphere, or anything that's a new vibe or anything like that people should know? Because, you know, the people speak and the youth speak, and there's a lot of representation in that. So I wonder if there's anything new going on that you can say that people should be paying attention to.
I guess I'm too old for that question. But you know, I will say, not really. If you really want to know what's happening in Nicaragua, sometimes it can be silly, but I recommend following Twitter, because that is where the real conversations happen. Sometimes there are silly discussions, but there's also a lot of solidarity, people sharing campaigns, trying to raise awareness about what's happening. I was, in a way, pleasantly surprised after everything that happened in 2018, because I used to believe that the young people were very complacent, the situation that we were living and the way that things were happening. And then they showed us that they were not. They were the ones leading the change. And doing so many of the things that were very risky. So there's interest, and they want to make the change, even if it's hard, even if we are not seeing it. So I will say, if you have the opportunity, just talk to them, talk to young people, and don't treat them like they are like that, like they don't know, because maybe they do know more than we do. Like in this case, I don't think I'm the right person to answer this question.
Yeah.
I think that there's been a lot of actually really cool stuff happening with music and the arts in Nicaragua lately, and I'd love to see that. We were getting to a place in 2018 where Nicaragua was becoming sort of a real cultural happening place, and that was for me one of the big things. One of the big things that I missed living in Nicaragua was the lack of that, and then it was starting to happen. And then obviously after 2018, lots of the possibilities went away. But recently, and I think especially the last few months, and there seems to be as because Nicaragua has been in a strange place. We've never shut down, and we've never some things have gone on kind of business as usual. But there's more music, there's more sort of culture and art things happening, and there's really so many wonderful, incredible young minds, creative minds in Nicaragua, and my hope is that one day it'll be a place that really empowers the arts more, and returns to a culture that really values poetry and music and art, because in its foundations and in its history, it's been such a big part of the culture. So, yeah. So, Mick, you're gonna say something.
I was just gonna say thank you for elaborating on that. They're not easy questions. The one thing is that everyone's looking for answers to be better right now, and
be best.
Yeah, do their best, be best. Yeah, whatever slogan you want to go by. But I think that it's great to see, as the American perspective is that, not all of us think that we have the answers. We actually want the rest of the world to influence and kind of mix with us. And when I say mix with us, I mean that culturally, no one's getting it right now. We really realize what's going on is that the world is kind of in a little bit of a chaos for us to all rejuvenate and find appreciation for what matters. So your radio programs and all that, I really think it's like the refocusing of what matters is why people and our previous guests said that there's such a worldly feel now, that you have so many options that you don't have to feel confined to the perspective of just one way. And while everyone's minds are opening up to this, we're just realizing now that the gates are open for us to just find connection. And you said it best, ask the younger generation. Well, it's because they're the ones who are still willing to reach out and connect. And we remember that, but you said it was hard with school. This is such a wild time of who is in school and who's online and who's in person. So the redefinition of the human experience has become globalized, and I really appreciate, and we really appreciate your perspective on how your show is affecting that. I was thoroughly impressed when I was listening to the programming, because I could decide when I wanted something that was relevant to the days, or then relevant to just content that I want to think about, and not have to say that I have an answer for it tomorrow, but that I'm aware of it. So I think that's where we're headed, right, Michael? Is that awareness and people being a part of it all is the big thing. So I want to say, after a year of being a part of everything you all are doing, I always tell my students, we've never done enough. Once you know about something, you feel you could do better because you know about it. So you've never done enough. So thanks for having me be a part of all this and learn about what you do in the program and investigate and learn. But I'm honored to be a part of this for a year as well. So to everybody involved, Veronica and Victoria's and and Cheryl and Dingus's and everybody, this has been awesome.
And Bruce, we love you, Bruce.
We love Bruce.
As Jewel once said, only kindness. In the end, only kindness matters.
We have Jewel
wanted to get a
connection
Jewel
from the show. You remember we asked Michael Gilbick. We have a lot of Michaels on the show.
Yeah. Dreams last for so long, Mickey. And she has the worst teeth of any musician I've ever, one of the worst.
Are we allowed to say this on our show? We're not allowed to categorize people's teeth. We're supportive of all people.
It is the first thing I look at in another person.
But because you went there was, she was recognized on a celebrity roast as Taylor Swift. And that's really messed up.
Well, dreams last for so long.
But I have to say, all on that note,
I like Jewel.
I do like it. We're going to end our show with "Love you, Jewel." Sorry, Jewel.
Well, we're not going to end yet. We're gonna play. I think we're gonna play another song.
Sure.
We probably should. We should. I have a little end of the show wrap up thing that I wanted to do, and we could say fare thee well to Xochil. Veronica just sent me a message, probably saying that she's exhausted from interpreting for like 63 hours. We've been talking for about 63 hours, including English, Spanish, and robot tonight. For the first time in TNBT history, we've spoken robot. So, Xochil, thank you so much for joining us. For those of you listening, please check out Learn Spanish, Radio Ambulante, El Hilo. What is the name of the app one more time?
Lupa.
Not to be confused with Lipa, Dua Lipa. They're not
Lupa.
related. Lupa
Like
and Lipa. Like a magnifying glass, not like Dua Lipa.
Correcto.
Yeah.
Lupa.
Yeah, Lipa is also the Long Island Power Authority. Which is not related.
Which would really not teach you much in what we're trying to portray. But
Well, it's okay. So thank you for joining us. We hope to continue the conversation and in the future. And I owe you dinner now. That I have to pay. I have to pay with the dinner. It's going to be crackers and Oreos. It's a salad. I'll make a salad, a cracker and Oreo salad. There'll be some kale. I'll throw some kale in it, another wheat germ. So thanks for joining us. Thank you for being a part of TNBT, and we'll talk to you again soon. Mick,
Thank you for having me. Bye.
Oh,
we ended with kisses. That's how we did the last.
That was beautiful stuff, Michael. We have had some great guests tonight. I'm gonna play an old band called Sailing Club.
Sun, stained and grieving. 75 feels like a ton. Yeah, I'm not leaving. Seven hours. sharing drinks in the afternoon with the fly on the armrest. Everything's on a silver spoon. It's flying that's hardest. Sick and tired of always missing Earth and blaming my parents. Bloodstained eyes come with a dead end. And it hurts to know nobody else will be there, but there's room to grow after all the repair. There's nothing I can't do from the recess in my head. It's getting harder to get myself out of the hole I'm in. Nothing left but a shell of a boy with a sense of entitlement. Not my fault, I'm just again a product of my environment. It's true. And it hurts to know nobody else will be here, but there's room to grow after all the repair.
And there it is, Michael. That was Sailing Club.
Tell me, where's Sailing Club from?
They were
Tell me about Sailing Club.
So Sailing Club
Do you
was
know?
some Virginia boys that they went to JMU and they disbanded after their time at JMU, and they put together kind of an alt rock unit. And I have to say that their songs were pretty good.
It's a really good song. I'm a big fan.
Yeah,
That
I
song.
was. I kind of feel like it's funny how there are a lot of gems out there that have no obligation to staying together.
Yeah, well, I like
You know,
I like
bands that just are like, yeah, that was us. Isn't that cool? See ya.
Peace.
Yeah, they're
We
like
out.
that was a sound. You like it? Too bad. Right? That's cool though.
I enjoyed that.
I thought they were
liked
good.
it. Yeah, and so I thought that was a great song. And so this was a fun show. And
I'm honored.
Again, I want to thank. I'm honored. We are honored. The honor is ours to be each other with each other. For us, by us, FUBU. So we had two great guests. We have 1 year. We are celebrating FNE's 10 year. We encourage you to go to our page and donate if you can.
Donate to the cause or come up with a way
and-
that you think you can do something to help out people similarly, right?
Exactly. FNEinternational.org. If you want to send us an email, info@FNEinternational.org. I just wanted to close out the show tonight last week got some tough news in Nicaragua about a friend who took her life, and I just wanted to take this opportunity to say to those of you who are listening that if you ever need somebody to talk to, my phone and ear is available 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Mental health right now globally is a serious issue. I think that COVID has contributed to lots of mental health problems, and I know personally that it has impacted my mental health. A year ago, right before we were starting this, I had a little bit of a meltdown, being trapped in Nicaragua for as long as I was and not being able to move around as I liked. But there's always somebody that'll listen. There's always somebody that will be there for you. And we hope that things like TNBT give you a little bit of hope. There's a lot of good out there in the world, and there's a lot of people that care. So please never hesitate if you need an ear or an arm to contact me, and I'm sure that the same goes for my boy Mickey.
Yes. I especially would like people to know that conversation between everybody is critical, and sharing is important, and we all enjoy what everybody contributes to what we have in this world. I'm honored to have made the friends I've made through this program. I think what's gotten me through this past year is a sense of purpose and relation to people who want to have a purpose. So I would say connect with your fellow human beings the most you can. Reach out to us. You might not even know who we are, but email us, speak to us, send us a voice memo. I have a really funny way of speaking tonight. Send us a voicemail. I'm like Martin Short. I'm a little Martin Short on like the father of the bride. You know, send me a voicemail, okay? Right? But
that was such a good character.
Yeah, and I'm totally playing it out of slurtastic style. Please. I want y'all know. I know, Michael, that all I can say is someone who's gone through this experience is you cannot say it's the same for anybody because everyone is unique, and that's what makes the human experience unique. All of our friends and everybody who we are, while we don't always express it all the time, we are all important and different and part of what makes this all happen. And every moment that I look at this world, we only get through this because we're in it together, not because we're disconnected. So please remember we care. And at all moments when you feel that you don't have somebody, reach out to us. You know we like to talk. We've proven it. You know? We
are talkers.
Yes.
We are talkers. We're listeners too, but we can be listeners.
We are listeners and talkers.
But yeah, but we may interrupt. We may interrupt because we're sometimes not so good at listening. But it'll make you laugh. And laughter is good. It's a medicine.
But for the people that are a part of what we do, thank you all for keeping us leveled and the friendships that we've made this past year. And it only keeps on going. So thank you to our first guest and our second guest. You both are brilliant human beings that make a lot of positive change in this world and represent so much of what we're trying to empower people to do. I hope everybody takes the time to try to donate to FNEI, to use what we do with TNBT just to empower others to do good in their communities and the outside world. We learned from our guest tonight that we are connected globally, that what happens in the world is relevant to us, and that we have a lot to share between our cultures, because that's where our world is headed. We are connected. So that's my little rant, Michael, and thank you for making me a part of your family this year.
Thank you, Mickey.
I was at your
Thank
grandma's
you.
birthday party.
You were at my grandma. That was last year. She's 101 now.
I know, but this is big stuff. You know, like it's been quite the year of inclusiveness.
Yeah, it is. Inclusivity. So to Norma, to Xochil, to Vero, and then her technical advisor, Cheryl, tonight. Big shouts out, big thanks. And remember to overthink less. That's our lesson of the night, and we're here for you. So take good care. Have a great night. We'll see you again soon. And encourage your friends that are musicians to submit some new tunes to TNBT Radio. We need more content.
Play your music.
We will play your funky music. Any color, boy or girl or non-binary.
Yeah.
Bring it.
0s and 1s and 2s, whatever you want to be. We got this.
Peace. We're out. TNBT. Bye-bye.
Nicolas Ruiz, The Taste of Your Love.
I feel your hand cold, but baby, don't be shy. Come on, baby, you kiss me all night. Well, my mind, she tell me twice. Now I can't taste mamacita, your perfume by my side. And all I want was losing my mind. But now I'm not scared of kissing you tonight. Baby, come on. I'm not alone. Yeah. Sincere words, I love you so. Well, now I feel so fine, 'cause you treat me right, baby. Your soul shines with a mind. I can taste ya, feel my arms. Baby, let me show you love. Come on. Lights on and my head explode. But you got me like a fish now. Come on, go, I feel so good. My rhythm moves you and you make it smooth. My skin, your sweat, feel me. Well, now I feel it so fine. You treat me right, and baby, your soul shines with a mind. Now, baby, I can taste ya, feel my arms. The taste of your love is like that, honey, yeah. Your kisses sticks on my palate, yeah. Little spice, baby, little sweet. I know that all you want is to be always with me. Come on, go, baby, I'm not alone, yeah. To see words, I love you so. Well, come on, don't you know? You told me, slap me with your love, and I'm all yours. It's like the fire of the store. Here you have your inside light in your soul. Come on.
your body to the relaxing rhythm round the room that is slowly helping you to get the groove. Want redemption, don't abandon self-reflection and keep yourself, your deepest self, and appreciate that you got nothing to prove. A lifetime is a second in relation to the enormous span of time that makes up the universe, diffusing infinitely. But a second is a lifetime when you notice that the absence of space between the lines makes the moment, so embrace the intimacy. And practice some positivity. Leave all your lessons alone. Ponder the possibility that the past is gone. Yeah, the past is gone. Inhibitions contradict your moral missions. Your actions active back in the world around you, spreading harsh indifference around. Losing vision, drowning in your indecision. Chase out the doubt you feel about your existence. There's more hope and light to be found. Find salvation, music is your meditation. Immerse your mind, forget the time, and remind yourself of all the love that you got. Self-expression, access mental decompression. So face yourself, embrace yourself, and expect that you're worth so much more than you thought. And practice some positivity. And leave all your lessons alone. Ponder the possibility that the past is gone. Yeah, the past is gone. And practice some positivity. Just leave all your lessons alone. Ponder the possibility that the past is gone. Just practice some positivity and leave all your lessons alone. Ponder the possibility that the